asked you guys in a YouTube poll, what should be my next build I should make on NBA 2K21? With a total of 2,200 people voting on this poll, a total of 58% of you guys wanted to see me make the speed boosting perimeter lock build. But if this video can reach 350 likes in a short time frame, I will bring out the Uncle Drew video and drop it. If you don't remember, if you're not an OG, you guys might not know my 2K18 Uncle Drew mixtape or my 2K19 Uncle Drew video just that went crazy on YouTube. Some of y'all, if y'all haven't seen it, I'll put the links in the description for you can see them. But also with this build that we're going to end up building, let's make it somewhat different. As having the name a two-way mid-range shooter, that is a different name. I somewhat see it now compared to what it was before when I returned to NBA 2K21. But as us creating a speed boost perimeter lock build, it is somewhat like a ball hawk build. But the thing about the ball hawk build, it does not get pro dribble moves. I know it's possible to get pro dribble moves, but I prefer having the name two-way mid-range scorer or two-way mid-range shooter. So look, as we get into this build can be a point guard, a shooting guard. I think the highest it can go to is a small forward, but the best ability to get the most speed, point guard and shooting guard is the best option to do. But the reason I'm going with the point guard position, if you guys know, you can use the metric system on this build. If you don't know what the metric system is, you can go watch one of my previous videos about builds using the metric system, especially my 6'4" play shot that was built with the metric system. Go check that out. It explains how to use the metric system on NBA 2K21. So look, as we get into this build, we're going to end up using the OG perimeter lock pie chart. We're going to go with the green-red pie chart, not the mostly red and slightly some green, but we're going with the half and half green-red pie chart, the OG perimeter lock pie chart. As some of you guys been messing around with builds, y'all been trying to show me some of y'all builds. The best way to somewhat contact me and show me y'all builds, DM me on Twitter or at me on Twitter at ChaMoma. I end up replying, I end up seeing what builds you guys got, and I end up somewhat trying to make them in my version and see if the build is actually that good. But as we get into the physical profile, we have max speed. I'm going with the max speed. I'm not going with speed vertical in this build, because with this build, I'm going to be running guard with this build. I might have a play shot on my team or a sharpshooter, something that can spot up, but I'm going to play on ball defense and score the ball. As y'all see this build is going to get buckets. As y'all seen what my slasher did with an 81 three-pointer, I know I can hold it down with an 81 three-pointer. So as y'all playing on this build, if you're going to make this build, I'm going to show you a better way. So as I'm only having an 81 three-pointer on a slasher, I'd rather somewhat get maybe one more higher of a three or two more higher of a three based on what's the restriction. As we got the badge count 1, 15, 12, and I'm going to try to get 21. Some of you guys might ask, why did you max out your steal? The reason I ain't max out my steal because I wanted some interior defense. That's one thing about being a lockdown. I would want some type of interior defense on this build. But if you guys seen my two-way shot creator build, make sure you go check that out if you haven't. That's with me making a 6'2", somewhat of a 6'3" lock perimeter lock build. It's a crazy build. You can speed boost with it, you can dunk with it, you can also pro dribble moves, and you can play good defense, and you get a 90 something, I think you get a 99 or 98 still on that build. So as I'm picking the heights, it's about to get real. It's about to get real right now. As you know, you can make a perimeter lock to 6'5" perimeter lock, max wingspan, play defense, shoot the ball, and then speed boost glitch somewhat, and still dunk the ball at a decent rate. But as you somewhat lower your wingspan to keep the build as it is and try to keep an 80 ball control or get to that 80 ball control threshold, you get the name two-way sharp. That's what we're not trying to do. I think the tallest that you can make a two-way sharp is about 6'6" or 6'7", is one of those. But when it comes to making this two-way mid-range shooter, I would want this build to be the 6'4" or the 6'3" threshold. You can use the metric system like I said. I think the highest you can go is 1.95 or not, yeah, 1.94 or 1.95 meters, because the threshold you need is that 76 ball control. As you look at the wingspan, my three-pointer, I'm only 2 down from max wingspan of having a 78 three-pointer. 78 three-pointer plus 4, I already will have a 82 three-pointer. And if you're somebody that's not going to keep this build at 99, I prefer you not to use this build. This is a build that I know I can keep at 99 at all times, especially with the slasher build I have. I can definitely keep this build at 99. So look, that's the badges that you get for takeover. You got lock take, shot critter take, playmaker, and sharpshooter. If you're somebody that wants to play lockdown on this build, you can. But remember, getting a good performance overall grade on a lockdown is very hard to do. To keep it at 99, that is one thing that's very hard to do. So as takeover wise, if you're going to end up being a scorer, not sitting corner on this build, I would prefer playmaking take or sharp take or shot critic. But the main two I would choose if you're going to be a main shooter sharpshooting take or shot critter, but as we get the name two-way mid-range shooter, this build is looking crazy. As we get Lonzo Ball, Steve Francis, and DeJounte Murray, I'm already hyped to use this build. As the build being a 6'3" or a 6' build, you can get a great badge spread based on how you set this up. I noticed when I was making the build, even if you don't want all 21 defensive badges, you can end up getting 18. 18 at the minimum is great enough, especially if you're going to be playing the guard, checking the ball. 18 is good enough. You can guard ball with 18 defensive badges. You can put them extra defensive badges. You can take it off maybe offensive rebound, and you can end up putting them attributes that you took off offensive rebound on your shooting if you want more shooting, or if you want one extra playmaking badge, you can end up maxing out your post moves and you'll end up getting 13 playmaking badges. But as I'm maxing out this badge, showing you what the badge setup I would use, the same setup is the somewhat on my slasher. I'm gonna use Range Extender, Hot Zone Hunter, Deadeye, Green Machine, and Clutch Shooter. I'm telling y'all boys, if you don't use Clutch Shooter, at least on silver, something is wrong with you. But look, playmaking badges, this is what I usually run when I'm on my slasher. Ankle breaker on gold, bronze bailout, handles for days on gold, handles for days quick first step on gold, and unpluckable on silver. But I'm gonna tell you this now, if you don't want your unpluckable on silver, make it gold and make your ankle breaker silver. But when it comes to these defensive badges, Clumps on Hall of Fame, Intimidator on Hall of Fame, Interceptor on gold, Pick Dodger on Hall of Fame, Pickpocket on gold, and then I'm gonna end up throwing that Rim Protector on silver with the Chase Down on bronze. I'm gonna let y'all boys know, Chase Down on bronze really changed how your player jumps. Cause on my play shot, I got it on bronze, and I've been jumping, getting crazy contested in the paint against centers, trying to get chase down animations, or coming to come help for my teammates when they getting post up. But look, with this badge count on 115, 12, and 21, I'm liking it. I could have went with 20 defensive badges or 19 defensive badges. It's just based on how I play. I'm still guarding ball. I might ISO. I might end up using screens, but it's based on how you use this build. I can say this will be also a great ISO build, especially if you play 2s or you end up still playing 3s. This is a crazy ISO build. When you're using this build, you just think about it. If you keep this build to 99 overall, this build could be unguardable. Like when I say unguardable, you see how my slasher moves. That build is crazy. So as you have a somewhat balanced build of you not having crazy finishing badges and a decent amount of playmaking, it's not too overpowered. It's just based on how you move with the build and how you use the build. But if you guys enjoyed this build video and you guys want to try out my two-way mid-range shooter, let me know in the comment section. Let's get this video to 350 likes for y'all to get this Kyrie Irving Uncle Drew video. Hey, drop a like, subscribe, put on notifications, but make sure you guys follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok. It been your man ChaMoma, and I'm out, y'all.
Wanna be when you hear this shit.
Hey,
Yeah. Perp in the morning, I catch him at sundown. Niggas don't fuck with me, cause I got guns now. Met up with my goons and gave him the rundown. Catch a hot boy with that ice, that's a meltdown. Straight off the dome, on God, I don't write down. Set you up next one, on God, I got white now. Got me a stick, so a nigga don't fight now. Silence my stick and I told him to pipe down. I stay with my dog like I'm Johnny, don't test me. So gone off the pike, I'm